Hi, in this video, I would like to show you what is under the hood of the Palestinian Authority, which governs the Muslim population in Judea and Samaria, because most likely the information you have is laced with falsehood. The Palestinian Authority came into being as a result of the Oslo Accord of 1993, where in part the agreement was that several Muslim areas in Judea and Samaria would become self-governing in exchange for ceasing terror attacks on Israeli citizens. But as it turned out, terrorism didn't cease, and the question is why? Why a large body of Muslims who claim to seek peace won't use peaceful means to achieve it? The answer is that the Palestinian Authority is the Palestinian Liberation Terrorist Organization, or PLO, by a different name. Therefore, the mission of the Palestinian Authority is the same as that of the PLO, which is to eradicate the Jews from the planet, or at least from the Middle East. It is not to make peace with them. The mastermind of the PLO was Yasser Arafat, who was an Egyptian rather than a Jordanian Palestinian. His political journey began as a young man at Cairo University, where he joined the Muslim Brotherhood organization. The mission of the Muslim Brotherhood was and still is to advance Islam in the world, called jihad. They were driven by the belief that only Islam can bring about a social justice utopia to the world. Jews living independently in their own land contradict the Muslim utopia and make Israel the number one enemy of Islam. This makes Israel not an enemy of any nation, race, ethnicity, or government, but of a religious ideology. In 1959, Arafat decided that the Muslim Brotherhood was too bureaucratic and ineffective, and with a colleague nicknamed Abu Jihad, he created his own militant organization called Fatah. His soldiers were trained in guerrilla tactics and operated in various Muslim countries in the Middle East, joining one side or another of this or that internal Muslim conflicts, mostly against this or that Muslim government, including Israeli government. In 1964, during the Arab League summit in Cairo, Arafat's organization became a member organization of the Palestinian Council, a jihad war funding organization. Since the Palestinian Council only funded the jihad war against the Jews, he established the PLO. Qatar, the richest country in the Middle East, provided the funds that the Palestinian Council then distributed among a dozen member organizations. It was up to the Palestinian Council to decide which member organization would receive what funds, which is still the case today. Be aware that under the hood, Fatah, PLO, and the Palestinian Authority are run by the same people and are much of the same organization with different names. The militant method used by the Palestinian Authority is fighting the jihad war by terrorism, indoctrination, and propaganda. Here are examples. Ru'at Mimi exemplified this method on the Palestinian Authority TV with the following poem about a little boy who was destined to become a suicide shooter. His mother promised him a gift if he finished his food. The boy wondered in excitement. Is it a toy? His mother approached him with a glowing look while carrying the gift. He looked, and it was a rifle. He shouted loudly, "Oh, Mommy, Mommy, is this a gift?" She picked him up, hugged him, and said, "My son, we were not created for happiness. In my eyes, you are meant for martyrdom. Our weapon is our Islam, and our ammunition is our children. You, oh my son, are meant for martyrdom." From the other side of the mouth, a Fatah TV host said to his Western audience in English, "Today, the occupation police killed a young man at the beginning of his life on the pretext of carrying out a stabbing attack, which is the pretext that it uses every time." The Jew-hating themes and language of the Palestinian Authority TV never stops and are often old and familiar, such as, "If the fish in the sea fights with another fish, I am sure the Jews are behind it." And this conflict is between two projects, Allah's project versus Satan's project. Mahmoud Abbas, the head of the Palestinian Authority, leads the charge of providing Jew-hating talking points. He never misses an opportunity to cry wolf, because victimhood is the constant that keeps the jihad war going. It is not an exaggeration to say that the so-called Palestinians became professional wolf criers or victims, for which they are paid handsomely. Employees of the jihad enterprise are recruiters, minders, propagandists, teachers, clergy, administrators, technicians, and whatever else keeping a large enterprise going. The multitude of civilian militants who are in actuality terrorists and their supporters are also paid employees. Either themselves or their immediate relatives receive a one-time payment equivalent to a couple thousands of American dollars. They receive a new house if needed, and then they receive a monthly salary for life of the equivalent of a couple of thousands of dollars per month. Terrorists who become inmates in Israeli luxury resort prisons can receive up to the equivalent of $12,000 per month. As you can see, this professional victimhood enterprise called jihad is not about to stop crying wolf anytime soon. I hope that the question is now answered. If you didn't know, now you know. Bye.